Imagine a massive golden statue gleaming under the sun, a powerful king demanding worship, and three young men who refuse to bow, facing a blazing furnace. Today, we're diving into one of the most thrilling stories from the Bible, found in Daniel chapter 3. It is called The Fiery Furnace, How Three Men Survived a King's Rage, and it's about faith, courage, and God's protection in the face of impossible odds. This tale is action-packed, inspiring, and full of lessons about standing up for what you believe, even when the heat is on. It's like a real-life superhero story, but with a divine twist. Let's jump in and see why this story has captivated people for thousands of years. Our story takes place in ancient Babylon, around 600 BC. Babylon's the superpower of the day, ruled by King Nebuchadnezzar, a conqueror who's built an empire through might and fear. He's conquered Judah, the southern kingdom of Israel, and brought many captives back to Babylon, including young men like Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These guys are smart, faithful to God, and rise to important positions in the king's court. But they're exiles in a foreign land, surrounded by idol worship and pressure to conform. Nebuchadnezzar, always wanting to show his power, has a wild idea: build a huge golden statue, 90 feet tall, like a 9-story building, and make everyone worship it. He gathers all his officials, governors, and people from every nation in his empire on a plain called Dura. It's a massive event, like a mandatory national ceremony. He sets up musicians with horns, flutes, lyres, the whole band, and declares, "When the music plays, everyone must bow down to the statue. If you don't, you'll be thrown into a blazing furnace." It's his way of unifying the empire under his rule, forcing loyalty. Refusing isn't just rebellion, it's a death sentence. The music starts, and the crowd bows like dominoes. Everyone, that is, except three men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These are Daniel's friends, faithful to the God of Israel. They remember God's command: no idols, no bowing to anything but him. So they stand tall, refusing to kneel. It's like being the only ones not clapping at a concert. Everyone notices. Some officials, jealous or eager to please the king, rush to tattle, "O king, those Jews you appointed, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they're not bowing." Nebuchadnezzar's livid. He's used to total obedience, and this defiance is a slap in the face. He summons the three men, giving them one last chance. "Is it true you won't bow?" he roars. "Fall down when the music plays or your furnace food. What God can save you from me?" It's his ego talking, like a boss daring employees to cross him. But Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego don't flinch. They reply calmly, "O king, we don't need to defend ourselves. Our God can save us from the furnace and from you, but even if he doesn't, we won't bow to your statue." Their faith is rock solid. No threats can shake it. It's like standing up to a bully saying, "Do your worst, I won't back down." The king's rage boils over. He orders the furnace heated 7 times hotter, flames so intense the air shimmers. He commands his strongest soldiers to tie up the three men and throw them in. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego are bound in their robes, trousers, turbans, everything, and hurled into the fire. The heat's so fierce it kills the soldiers instantly. The king watches, expecting to see them burn. But then, something unbelievable happens. Nebuchadnezzar leaps up, stunned. "Didn't we throw 3 men in?" he asks his advisors. "I see 4, walking around unbound and unharmed. The 4th looks like a god." It's a miracle. God has sent an angel, or perhaps Jesus himself in a pre-incarnate form, to protect them. The 3 men are strolling in the fire like it's a cool breeze, not a hair singed, no smell of smoke. The king calls them out. "Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, servants of the Most High God, come out." They step out, perfectly fine. The crowd's amazed, the officials speechless. Nebuchadnezzar praises their God, saying, "No other God can save like this." He promotes the three men and decrees that anyone who speaks against their God will be torn apart. The rebellion against God turns into a royal endorsement. So what's this story about? It's not just a tale of survival. It's about faith under fire, literally. First, it's about standing firm. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego knew the cost but chose faith over fear. They didn't know if God would save them, but they trusted him anyway. It's like refusing to cheat on a test, even if it means failing. You stick to your principles. There's a lesson about God's protection, too. The furnace was meant to destroy, but God turned it into a place of safety. He didn't stop the fire. He walked through it with them. It's a reminder that God's with us in tough times, even if he doesn't remove the challenge. Think of facing a health scare or job loss. God can sustain us through it. Another takeaway is the power of example. Their stand changed Nebuchadnezzar's heart, at least for a moment, and showed the empire God's might. It's like one act of kindness rippling out to inspire others. Our faith can influence people in ways we don't expect. And there's a lesson about pride. Nebuchadnezzar thought he was unbeatable, but God humbled him. It's a warning. No one's too powerful to answer to God. Yet there's hope. He recognized God's superiority, showing change is possible. This story fits into the bigger picture of Daniel, where God's people thrive in exile by staying faithful. It shows God's sovereignty over kings and empires. Today, this story resonates. We face furnaces, pressures to compromise our values at work, school, or in relationships. The fiery furnace challenges us to stand firm, trust God's presence, and let our faith shine. It's encouraging. God can deliver us, and even if not, he's worth it. There's grace here too. Nebuchadnezzar's response shows God can use our stands to touch hearts. The three men weren't superheroes. They were ordinary guys with extraordinary faith. The fiery furnace is an epic, inspiring story from the Bible, full of drama, faith, and God's power. It's about three men who faced death but found deliverance, a king humbled, and a message that echoes today. It challenges us to hold our ground, trust God in the heat, and live boldly. If you want to read it for yourself, check out Daniel chapter 3. Think about it. What's your furnace? How can you stand firm? Don't let this story just pass you by. Grab a Bible, dive into Daniel 3, and share it with a friend. Let their courage inspire you to face your own challenges with faith. Thanks for joining me on this thrilling journey through the Bible. Until next time, stay faithful and take care.